Hey guys, it's Chris back again. Finally, another game pickups video. I was waiting for a couple games to come in, and there was a few that were going to be in this video, but they will be delayed till probably next month's. But I think I got a good amount here to show you guys, so hope you enjoyed this video. I guess we'll start with older games first. So this one I picked up at Goodwill randomly for $4, and that is Call of Duty Modern Warfare Reflex Edition for Nintendo Wii, and it's a pretty cool version actually. It's it still kind of looks like the the Xbox 360 version, other than missing lighting effects, stuff like that. I did do a video kind of going over it. But yeah, for $4, it's pretty neat. It's like one of the best uses of the Wiimote for a shooter, I'd say. There's a couple other games that do it good as well, like Metroid Prime series uses the Wiimote aiming pretty well. But as far as like a normal kind of Western shooter, this is probably one of the best on the Wii. The frame rate can get a little bad though, but yeah, overall it's really well done. So yeah, cool find. It's something I wasn't planning on getting for the Wii, but I decided to anyways. And then I found another game at Goodwill, and this was a really cool find, also for $4. For some reason they charge like $4 for Wii games, and then like $7 for Xbox 360 generation. But this is what I found for $4. The Pikmin New Play Control Pikmin. It's a port of a GameCube game, a series I had never tried before picking this up. And I must say I fell in love with it. Just played this for like 3 or 4 hours, and I really do like it. I mean, Pikmin is, it's a strange genre. It's like a mix of like real-time strategy, puzzle solving, a bit of a life simulator almost. So you always crash on a planet in these games supposedly, and you basically grow these little Pikmin plant dudes, and they become your army, and there's different colors of them with different abilities. And yeah, you gather resources on the planet. There's usually a time limit for the entire day before you have to stop. And yeah, you can have your Pikmin attack the enemies. You explore to find resources, like I said. You solve puzzles, and you just manage your troops of Pikmin, basically. And yeah, the Wii version is pretty cool because the Wiimote aiming to direct the Pikmin around, it actually does work really well. So yeah, I'm glad to have the Wii version. It'd be cool to have the GameCube one as well, but I found these pretty cheap, so yeah, it's cool to have. So once I got this and played it a bit, I'm like, okay, I need the rest of the series. So luckily, Vampire Mike, once again from Sega CD Universe, had the hookup. So I believe his brother had this one, Pikmin II, new play control style. So I'm like, fuck it. I'll buy it from him. So yeah, I did it. And yeah, he gave me a decent price. So you can see like the Pikmin 2 is the Nintendo Selects version. And I wasn't sure like if there was a non-Nintendo Selects version, so I looked it up. And I guess like they released this in the US only as a Selects version, even though it didn't come out normally. So that was kind of strange. But I think it was because the Wii U was coming out, and they just wanted to put this straight to the Selects, discount price. The only version that has like the normal like this style of cover is the European version. But yeah, this is really good condition. Both of these, have the manual and everything. So shockingly, this one from Goodwill as well had the manual, and the disc. Yeah, it's got a couple little scratches, but overall it's really good shape. For $4, this one was good, and this one's just perfect condition copy. So yeah, I got Pikmin 1 and 2 on Wii. This one's more of the same, although this one doesn't have a time limit, I believe, and there's some caves that you go into, which some people didn't like because it changed up the gameplay somehow, but I haven't gotten to this game yet, but I figured I'm enjoying Pikmin 1, I might as well get the rest of them. So, speaking of which, I also picked this one up. This is one I was just waiting for today, actually. And yeah, Pikmin 3 on Wii U. Figured it'd be cool to try the series once it's gone to an HD console. And yeah, it looks like a pretty beautiful game artistically. I made sure to get the like Nintendo Selects version because it has an actual manual. It's not the biggest manual, but it's got some colored pages in it. So yeah, I was glad to go with this. I didn't pay the cheapest price for this one. This one was $20. So pretty much the same price I paid for Pikmin 2. But, you know, it's perfect condition. It has it's complete in the box. And yeah, no tears or anything like that. So yeah, it'll be cool to go through the Wii ones and then play this one in HD. So I guess this one, I think people like this one a little bit more than 2. I think 1 is generally the favorite, but correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, that's older consoles now. Now I just got current generation games. Don't have a lot of retro pickups lately just because I have mostly what I want in this room. But, you know, lately they've been releasing a lot of like retro throwback type of games. So, speaking of that, one that I got from Limited Run Games is Battle Garega. This is a PS4, a port of the Sega Saturn game to PS4. Now, the Sega Saturn game is really pricey. I believe it's like a $200 or $300 game. So, yeah, I figured I'd jump on this. You can actually import this from Asia, like Play Asia. But the limited run version has actual English menus. I believe the Play Asia version has Japanese menus, which you can still navigate through if you know what you're doing. But I figured I'd just get this. It was the same price as the Play Asia copy, so I figured I'd get the limited run version. This wasn't pre-order either. This was limited, but it took a long time to sell out. So yeah, I'm glad to get it though. It's really awesome. I did a live stream of this game. You can check on my channel. Very crazy, kind of bullet hell, shoot 'em up, vertical scrolling. Yeah, you'll die over and over and over, and it's got kind of a adaptive difficulty. So if you start playing really good, the difficulty intensifies. And then I believe if you die, then the difficulty goes down a bit. So that's kind of interesting. And this was ported by M2, which does a lot of good retro ports, and they usually make them pretty authentic. They also recently, actually another 2 pickups I got was digital games, and one of them was made by M2, the Virtua Racing on Nintendo Switch. It's basically arcade perfect and then some because it runs 60 frames a second and HD. But yeah, I got that digitally, and I got Doom 3 on the Nintendo Switch digitally. But obviously I can't really show them unless I held up my Wii. But yeah, Battle Garega, very cool. It's got a reversible cover as well. I swapped it because I like the white spine, looks cool. But yeah, cool to have this. I believe this was $30 or $40. Maybe it was $50. I think it was $40 though. But it's better than paying like $300 for the Saturn version. And that's actually a better version than the Saturn one. It has more extras to it. So yeah, all right. So next up, another PS4 game. And this is one that was a little disappointing in some ways. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, and this is my backer edition, my cheap ass thin fucking slipcase. Ooh, real special. So for one, this game is a good game, but it's loaded with glitches still to this day that I'm filming this. They released a couple patches, and it fixed a couple things, but they still got a ways to go. And I ordered the Alchemist Treasure version from the Kickstarter, which is a bunch of physical goodies like an art book, some trinkets, a soundtrack, some other stuff. But they still have not shipped that. They said they were aiming for August. Now it's the end of August, so they still haven't shipped it. So obviously it's getting delayed. And speaking of which, I had also kickstarted the Nintendo Switch version. So yes, I have the Switch version as well. And this was a mistake. Backing this one, actually backing both of them was a mistake. Because the promised backer exclusive DLC is now going to be available to everyone. The slipcover is disappointing, whereas if you pre-ordered this at Best Buy, you got a steelbook case or a knockoff steelbook case. But this Switch version is the worst of the bunch. This Switch version, so many problems. The graphics are so downgraded. Like, Switch can do better than what the graphics look like in this. The resolution is low, the textures are blurry, the frame rate's abysmal. I mean, it's 30 frames targeted, but I don't even think it reaches that a lot of the times. It drops way below. There's input delay. You know, it has all the same glitches that PS4 has on top of looking terrible and running terrible. I think it even had freezing issues, but I think they recently addressed those a bit, but I think they might still happen. But yes, this series, this game came out a fucking mess. I wish they would have just delayed these physical copies until all the patches were done and all the DLC is done. Because yeah, like all the shit that I kickstarted is going to be DLC down the road. So it's not even like fucking a complete game yet. And if you would have gotten the PC version physical copy is delayed until they finish all the patches and DLC. So if you back the PC version, you're getting an actual complete copy on a disc. So that being said, it's a good game beneath all the problems, but I will never kickstart another game. Huge disappointment with this. And Shenmue 3, I also backed, is also looking like a huge disappointment. So yeah, I'm never doing Kickstarter again. Like it always, like even with Shenmue 3, if you pre-order the game, you get like, I think there might be a steelbook and like a replica mirror from the game. Backers don't get any of that shit, of course. So don't kickstart games anymore, guys. You can usually wait for the pre-order and get better shit for it. So yeah, Bloodstained. Actually, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, the 8-bit game, is a way better game overall, I would say. But that was made by Inti Creates, and they're a much better company, I'd say. But yeah, they've got a ways to go with that. But anyways, got 2 more games here, and they're both Switch games. First up, this game I got the other day, Collection of Mana. I was waiting for this for a while. We didn't think this was coming to the US. This was originally just a Japanese release. And this is a collection of 3 Mana RPG games. It's the Square Enix kind of action RPG series, similar to Legend of Zelda, I guess. Kind of a top-down view with, hack and slashing. And this has more RPG elements than Zelda, though. But yeah, this is a collection of the original Game Boy game, Final Fantasy Adventure, otherwise known as Mystic Quest in Europe. And this is also made by M2, who did Battle Garega and the awesome Virtua Racing port. So yeah, it's Final Fantasy Adventure for Game Boy, and you can pick any region of that. And then it's Secret of Mana on Super Nintendo, and then the never before seen Secret of Mana 3 or Second in Detsu, whatever it's called, 3. But they titled it Trials of Mana. So yeah, it's the first time we got Trials of Mana in the US, and that's also a Super Nintendo game. which is also getting a remake now, like a 3D remake. I believe it's going to be on Unreal Engine 4. But yeah, I'm glad this came over. It's ported by M2, who does a great job. They're accurate ports as far as I know, glitches and all. Same glitches that were in the Game Boy and Super Nintendo games. They could have done a few more like screen options, graphical options, filter options. But overall, they're accurate ports, and it's on a physical copy. So I'm happy about that. It does have a reversible cover, which I'm actually using the alternate cover right now. But yeah, Collection of Mana. I'm glad it came out in the US, and it turned out good. I don't really have any complaints. It did have a day one patch, but I'm not sure what it actually did because the Japanese version had been out a while, and they finally released another patch for the US version. So maybe there was some glitches that weren't fixed in the Japanese version that they finally fixed. But yeah, it's awesome to have that. I have almost every Mana game other than that real-time or turn-based strategy game. I think there's a Mana game, and I think I have the guide for it as well. Oh yeah, Heroes of Mana. That's the one Mana game I don't have. But yeah, other than that, I have every game. I got, Children of Mana, Sword of Mana. What's the PS1 game? Legend of Mana or something. And then I got Dawn of Mana on PS2. And I think I said Children of Mana as well. And then I've got the Secret of Mana remake on PS4. And I've got Adventures of Mana on PlayStation Vita. So yeah, I got pretty much every Mana game except for that strategy game. But anyways, enough about Mana. We're going to talk about the last game here. And this is a really awesome beat 'em up. A Taito beat 'em up from the Super Nintendo. And it got ported to Switch. And that is The Ninja Saviors. I think it's called The Ninja Warriors in the US. And this is called Return of the Warriors. It's basically an upgraded port of the Super Nintendo Ninja Warrior game. And it's similar to Wild Guns, I believe it's called, on Super Nintendo as well, and PS4 and Switch. It's an upgraded port just like that. More animations, high-res support, widescreen. I believe it has new fighting moves and everything. Now, this is a little different from normal beat-em-ups where, beat-em-ups usually you're walking up and down like a plane and beating guys up. This is just a straight left to right 2D plane. And it's more about crowd control, I guess, because you're constantly like knocking crowds from left to right. And it's not really combo heavy. You can do combos, but most of the enemies die really quick. It's more about just constantly clearing out waves of enemies as they come from left and right. And it's very interesting. It's got a lot of different characters. They're all like cyborg ninjas, basically. And yeah, it's just very fun. It's both, the fighting moves are both simplistic and also complex. Like, there's a decent set of moves, but you don't have to use all of them, but you can switch it up to kind of give the fighting variety. But yeah, I've actually beaten it on both normal and hard, and I've unlocked all of the characters. So I think I beat it 2 or 3 times now. I think there's maybe one other difficulty that I didn't beat yet. But yeah, it's got some cool characters. I believe it has 2 new characters as well. But yeah, I imported this from PlayAsia, even though it's getting a US release, I believe, either this month or next month. But I didn't want to wait, and this was the same price on PlayAsia, so I went for it. And it's even got a reversible cover as well, which is cool. So yeah, I really like these Taito upgraded SNES ports. That is it for my pickups. So next month, I do have some more pickups incoming. I might get at least 4 games, maybe 5. If I think about 1, 2, 3... Yeah, probably 4 games. I might get 5. But the 5th game I might wait until October 1st to get. But we shall see how the funds go for that month. But yeah, I should have 5 new pickups for the next video. But yeah, other than that, what else is new really? Not a whole lot. Can't really think of anything. But yeah, I guess that's it for the video. I'll see you guys on the next video. Well, I'll do some live streaming as well, of course. Still a couple games I'd like to live stream. But yeah, you'll see me on the live streams, and then you'll see another pickups video next month. So thanks for watching again, guys. I'll see you next time. All right, peace out.